Welcome back. Today we're diving into one of the most elite top-tier juicers on the market, the Pure Juicer. It's a two-stage cold press juicer that's in a class of its own, and it's used by juice bars, cancer clinics, and hardcore juice enthusiasts who want maximum nutrition in every glass. But here's the thing, it is not cheap. So the big question is it really worth the price? Stick around and we're gonna find out. First off, what makes the Pure so different from the Nama J2, the Kuvings Auto 10, the Tri-Best Green Stars, or any of the other dozens of juicers I've reviewed? Well, this isn't your average juicer. It's a two-stage cold press juicer, which means it doesn't just crush produce like an auger style machine. First, it grinds your ingredients into a fine pulp and then uses a powerful hydraulic press to squeeze out every last drop of juice from the pulp. It's actually a real hydraulic press that exerts over 5,000 pounds of pressure or 2.5 tons with every press. So compared to an auger style juicer that only crushes the produce up against a juicing screen with minimal force, the Pure is an actual true cold press juicer that literally uses a press. The result? Insanely dry pulp, sky-high yield, and a juice that's the richest in enzymes, nutrients, and has the silkiest, smooth texture of any juice I've made on any juicer. This Norwalk style juicing process has been around for decades, but Pure took that legacy, re-engineered the design, and made something stronger, more user-friendly, and more effective. Now let's talk about the build quality. This thing is a tank. The Pure is made entirely of surgical grade stainless steel, and not just the press or the base, but the entire machine. The feed chute, the tray, even the knobs are made of stainless steel. There's no plastic in the juice path, period. That means no staining and no plastic degradation over time. And from a sanitation standpoint, stainless steel makes cleanup faster and more hygienic, which matters when you're juicing consistently. And this thing just doesn't look premium, it feels premium. If you've ever held one of those lightweight, mostly plastic throwaway juicers, the Pure is on another level. Now let's talk about what it's like to actually use it. This is definitely a hands-on juicer. It's not a push the button and walk away type of juicer. First, you grind your produce using the cutter on the left side of the machine, wrap the pulp with a Pure press cloth, then place it on the second stage of the machine, which is the hydraulic press. Now that's where the magic happens. Yes, it takes a little more time with some ingredients, but with some, like pineapple, they're actually faster to juice on the Pure. You don't have to peel them. Just chop off the top, slice into discs, wrap the cloth, and press. Done. And the juice yield, 30 to 50% more than other juicers I've tested. That's an incredible yield advantage, and this method gives you full control over the process. You can adjust the grind size depending upon what you're juicing, and with the different size grids, you can dial in exactly what you need. Most of the time I use grid size 10 or 12 for things like apples, celery, greens, beets, and carrots, but if I'm making frozen fruit sorbets or an ice cream, I'll go down to a smaller size like a number 4. Now back to juice yield for a second. I've tested a ton of machines, and the Pure consistently extracts out more juice, especially from tough ingredients. Compared to the Tri-Best Green Star series, the Nama J2, or even the old Champion style juicer, the Pure extracts 30 to 50% more in juice yield depending upon what I'm juicing. Now I don't think I can stress this point enough about the magnitude of this extra yield, so let's break it down. If you're making 2 liters of green juice daily, that extra juice adds up. It gives enough produce cost savings to make all that extra juice from the same amount of produce to pay for the cost of the Pure in about 17 months. So in just 17 months, the savings on produce can literally pay for the Pure machine itself. And after that, It's all bonus juice. And the Pure is also versatile. Not only does it make juice, you can also use it to make frozen fruit sorbets, smoothie bowls, and plant-based nut and seed milks. Now, one of the biggest questions I get is about cleanup on the Pure. And honestly, it's easier than you might think. There are just a few parts: the feed chute, the cutter, the tray, the press cloths, and the press. Since it's all stainless steel, nothing sticks. There's no scrubbing, no plastic parts with pulp caught in the crevices, and the only part that takes a little extra effort is rinsing out the cloths. But if you do it right after juicing, it's super manageable. Okay, here's how I do it. Scrape off the pulp, rinse it clean, fold it over, press out the water, and store it in the freezer inside a freezer bag until next juicing session. Then once a week, I soak them in a fragrance-free OxyClean or hydrogen peroxide for a couple of hours to sanitize. After that, you rinse, squeeze out the excess, and they're good to go. I'm actually still using the original set of cloths from 2020, so they're incredibly durable. And a quick note, those press cloths were specifically designed by Pure founder David Feinberg to maximize juice yield and minimize the pulp. And that's one of the most important things to mention about this machine. The Pure produces the cleanest, lowest pulp juice of any juicer that I've ever tested. It's virtually zero pulp in the juice. What does that mean? That means better nutrient bioavailability, easier digestion, and the lowest metabolic stress on your body. This is exactly why centers like the Gerson Institute recommend it, and the juice it makes is in a category of its own. Now let's get into the price. The base price with my discount code is $1,995. Definitely not cheap, but I think it's important to remember the huge yield advantages, the 12-year warranty, and being made entirely of stainless steel. This is a juicer that's meant for the long haul as an investment in one's health. And with the extra juice yield with consistent use, it can literally pay for itself in produce cost savings. All right, so let's clear this up. Who is the Pure juicer really for? It's for the person who's serious about juicing, someone who's in it not just for the convenience, but for the healing power, the incredible nutrient extraction, and the crafted cold press behind every glass. It's for someone who doesn't mind a more hands-on experience, someone who values quality, and someone who wants a machine that can last 20 years or more with the proper care. Whether you're just juicing every so often or every day, if you're looking for the best of the best, the Pure is for you. Now, quick note on size. It's not a juicer that you'll want to move around. It weighs about 70 pounds, so you'll need a dedicated countertop space for it. And if you're planning on moving internationally, no problem. The Pure can be configured for either 110 volt or 220 volt use depending upon your location, and you can switch it later with the appropriate plug and power cord. Now let me expand on some of the pros in more detail. The Pure has the highest juice yield of any juicer I've tested. Whether it's leafy greens or root vegetables, you get significantly more juice per pound of produce. All juicers claim it, but the Pure actually does it. That means less waste and more nutrition in every glass. The Pure is an actual cold press juicer that produces the most nutrient dense juice possible. The two-stage grinder press combo is a true cold press with zero heat and minimal oxidation. The juice lasts longer in the fridge and retains its enzymatic integrity. You're not just juicing, you're literally liberating vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and phytonutrients with the specially designed combo of grinder and hydraulic press. It has the lowest pulp content in the juice of any juicer I've tested. And thanks to Pure's reusable press cloths and hydraulic press combination, the juice is silky smooth with zero pulp. That means easier absorption, better nutrient delivery, and less metabolic effort for your body to process. It's exactly what we want from a cold press juice. The Pure is 100% stainless steel construction. This is the most hygienic, durable build you'll find. No plastic contact with your juice, no staining, no plastic breaking or cracking. This is a juicer that's designed to last decades, not years. And the Pure is also very versatile. You're not limited to just fruits and vegetables. The Pure can make almond milk, oat milk, nice cream, frozen sorbets, even baby food with no heating and minimal oxidation. The Pure also has different cutters. You can choose between a smooth or serrated cutter depending upon your needs. I personally use the serrated cutter. It's the strongest steel and likely won't ever need sharpening. The smooth cutter is slightly better for celery, greens, or ginger, but may eventually need to be sent in for sharpening. Pure includes multiple grid sizes for the grinder, which lets you optimize yield performance for different types of produce. I mostly use sizes 10 or 12, but when making ice cream or frozen fruit sorbet, I go down to usually the smaller number 4 grid size. And lastly, it's built to last a lifetime and beyond. It's not an appliance, it's an heirloom. You buy it once and that's it. No need to upgrade or replace it a couple years down the road. Now, those are all of the things that I like about it, but is there anything that I don't like? Well, the Pure takes a bit of practice to get used to. It's not difficult, it's just different. Grinding properly, folding the press claws, and learning the press rhythm takes a few uses to master. But once you've got it down, it becomes a very intuitive and satisfying process. Now, soft fruits like strawberries and other berries, peaches, or grapes require a little bit more time and care to press. To press them well, I wrap slightly less amounts of the pulp than normal in the press cloth liners first, then the regular press cloth, and then press very slowly to get a nice press without shooting pulp out of the press cloths and making a huge mess. While it's a little different process, I will say that most other juicers also have their own limitations in juicing soft fruits like berries as well. So really not that much different on the Pure. The Pure is not ideal for small kitchens. At around 70 pounds and with a large footprint, this is a countertop commitment. But for serious juicers, even in a small kitchen, it's worth the space. Okay, that's a lot of info, so let's bring it on home. The Pure juicer is in a league of its own. It's not just about the juice, it's about extracting everything that the produce has to offer, including enzymes and phytonutrients, and putting them into the most bioavailable juice format possible. So if you're looking for the highest quality, highest juice yielding juicer and ready to step into the top tier of juicing, this machine delivers. And it does it with an unmatched build quality, powerful performance, and versatility that'll surprise you every time you use it, with an incredible warranty to back it up. Okay, that's my opinion, the Juice Feaster point of view, but what do you think? Is the Pure juicer worth the extra cost up front, or is it really more juicer than you need? You already own the Pure juicer? What's your experience been like? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment down below. And if you're ready to check out the Pure for yourself, hit the link in the description box, and you can also grab the free Pure bundle with your purchase while it's still available. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and as always, make lots of juice, drink it all, and stay juicy.